Welcome to the 1090 podcast. I'm here with Kamisha Allen from Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes. Hi.
You flew in. It was just an hour flight.
That's it. That's all.
By the time you got to you high pointed in the sky, you basically had to work your way back down, right?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
It was a little bumpy ride, but it's definitely worth it to be here.
I'm glad you came. You are no stranger to the microphone. You've been on Family Feud before.
Yes, I have.
What was that like?
It was phenomenal, actually. We had the opportunity to meet with Steve Harvey, and he is an awesome individual. But moreover, we actually won on Family Feud 4 times. We won Fast Money once.
How much did you win?
Altogether, I want to say a little under 30,000.
Okay.
And it's divided between the family members. And of course, what I did with my part of the winnings is started the HP Foundation. And of course, we're going to get into more of that.
No way.
Yes, that's why I say you'll be amazed what I did with my winnings.
You guys were on a heater. You won 4 times?
Yes.
Dang. So when you're watching it on your couch, it's easy, like just thinking of these answers. But when you're actually in the Family Feud, is it hard to give these answers or?
For me, it was, because I don't think quick on my feet. But for everybody else, they were on point. My daughter was clutch, actually. She was the 5th person on the lineup. And every time it came to her, she just solidified it for us. She kept us in the game the entire time. So I want to say my daughter had a lot to do with us winning.
Was this, was this after Joanne passed away?
Yeah. It was.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. It was.
Wow.
And one of those little moments where things line up. When we won on Family Feud, we happened to have the colors we wore to his service on that day. My nephews actually had their suits on that they wore, the ties, the exact same everything. And they had that on. And I just had a feeling that my son had a little bit to do with it too. With us taking that home. He was like, yep, my mom needs to start this foundation. She needs the money. We need them to win. So that's just my point.
He's pulling some strings from above.
I think so.
Yeah. That's awesome. Do they tell you hey, make sure you clap a lot, bring the energy?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They want you to get hyped. They tell you, we actually went to audition. And in the audition, they tell you, hey, we're looking for families that they're cohesive, they have that energy, they have that look. So our family had it, I guess.
Yeah, you do have the energy. You have the Family Feud, family, big smile energy. Aww. You always been like that?
I think so. I don't know. You have to ask somebody else.
Is there a sassy, dark side to you that we don't like? Are you snap at people, or are you just you can't help being nice all the time?
I'm nice until you attack my family or attack my something personal to me purposely. But outside of that, you get the bubbly, happy, why are you so excited at 5 a.m. in the morning person?
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes, exactly. Tell me about Juwan. What was he like?
Juwan, he was my jokester. He liked family first. He was family driven. He was my firstborn, my only son. I have 2 other daughters, but he was my only son. He was the individual that I like to tell people changed me from who I used to be into who I am now, the shift. I come from some very interesting backgrounds. Both of my parents were on drugs. So I had to grow up alone a lot. I have 2 other sisters, but, when your parents are, on drugs, you don't really grow up in the best atmosphere. And I made some decisions and choices in life up until that point, having my son, that they were not okay. But when I had him, I had a different purpose, a different reason to see life differently. And so he was that catalyst that changed me. And so to lose him changed me as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
What how do you become such a family-oriented mom coming from parents that you had?
I wanted to be different. I wanted to give my kids something my parents didn't give me.
Hmm.
And that is the foundation of it.
How do you think losing Joanne changed you again the second time?
It made me see that life is precious. We have to definitely take every moment that we spend with our loved ones, making memories and loving it, whether it's good or bad, and that life is short and that we have to love hard and love, you know what I'm saying? And really be genuine with the people around us.
Yeah, it's like when you lose someone like that. Yeah, I guess it's just the perspective that you get with it. Like, oh man, like what did I used to worry about or complain about compared to this? And then maybe just realizing how many other people are hurting too that maybe you just didn't see before because you weren't hurting like them. And
Absolutely.
yeah, what did you want, like sports, or did he like what were some of his hobbies? What did he do for fun?
Yes. Jawan was a football player. He played for one of the top high schools in the Phoenix surrounding areas, Hamilton High, which is in Chandler, Arizona. He stopped playing when he tore his ACL, so he was totally bummed out.
Man,
So he had to go through surgery and whatnot. So he did football, he ran track, and I want to say that was about it.
did he have girlfriend or anything like that?
Yes, he had a high school girlfriend who I'm still friends with.
I was gonna
today.
ask.
I am, because it was his only high school girlfriend, of course. And so me and her are still good friends today.
What position did he play in football?
Tight end?
No,
I wanna say tight end,
nice.
yeah. Is that the person on like the yeah.
Yeah, and then he
I'm all like, I'm not football savvy.
no,
but
yeah, he'd block sometimes, but then he'd go out and catch a pass or two every once in a while. Yeah,
yes, and he was quick. So
that's awesome.
yeah, I wanted him to play softball because not softball, baseball, because I felt like he had all the components for that, but he wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And that's okay because it was him.
Yeah.
I want my kids to do what they want to do, not what I want them to do. So
That's so cool. You keep in touch with his girlfriend still. I really like that.
she's in California now, but we stay in
Yeah.
touch via Facebook. You know, everybody's on social media.
Can you take me back to the day when you got the news when Joanne died?
Yeah, I can. And sometimes I remember that day like it's yesterday. I remember I was in my room. My phone kept ringing, and I remember just looking down at the phone going, for whatever reason, I don't want to answer it. It was just one of those things that I just like looked down and I was like, why don't I want to answer this call? And I seriously did not want to pick it up. And it just kept ringing over and over again. I didn't know what was going on. I just kept looking down like, I don't want to answer the call. Then I heard a knock on my door. And my daughter goes, Mom, people are trying to call you. Answer your phone. And I go, I don't want to. She goes, Mom, open the door and answer your phone. And I go, I don't want to. And she knocked again. She goes, Mom, answer your door. Open, answer your phone. Open your door. She says they cannot find Jawan. And I said, I opened the door and I said, what are you talking about? She goes, Jawan was out on the river and he dived in off of Mud Cliff and they can't find him. And I go, what do you mean? And then I got another call. My sister says, they found him. And I said, they found who? They found Jawan. And I said, okay, where is he at? She goes, they're coming to meet you. And I'm like, who's coming to meet me? Everything was like a denial at this point. And I'm all like, who's coming to meet me? And she's like, Mesa Police Department. And I'm all like, why are they coming out here? She's like, they found Jawan and he's no longer with us. And I go, yeah. And I just started ringing his phone. I just wanted him to pick up. So I started calling him. And of course, it was just going to voicemail. And I was in denial. Yep. And I was in denial. That's all I'm going to say. And I just kept calling his phone over and over. And then my sister came over and we went down the street to, do you guys have QTs here? Because we have QTs. It's
QTs.
like a convenience store, like
No.
7-Eleven, Circle K. Anyways, that's where they met me. And they wanted me to identify some tattoos. And I did. And I just remember letting out the most horrible screech in the middle of the store because that's when I had to really accept what they were telling me. And the most ironic part about it is I remember the tattoos that they showed me because me and him like sort of kind of had a disagreement about it. He wanted them before he was 18 and I kept telling him, you can't get any tattoos until you're old enough to be out of my house. And he was like, no, Mom, why can't I get tattoos? And he got a lion and a lamb. And I remember he came home and showed me. And those were the tattoos that I had to identify. Mhm. And yeah, that is the day I lost my son. And my life changed forever. Forever.
Do you still feel like you're in denial?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And I know that sounds weird to say because it's been, this year would make 12 years. And I think me creating the HP Foundation is what I started after he passed away because I really didn't know what to do with my grief. I went to a very dark place. And if I did not distract myself from that dark place, I probably wouldn't be sitting here today, to be honest. That dark place took me down a road of suicidal thoughts. And I don't speak of this much, but I actually almost tried to take my life once behind this. And then I had to realize that I had to be here for my daughters. And I know that's why I'm still here and why I have a purpose. And I don't talk about that much at all.
Yeah, your body's moving and crying. I mean, yeah, like it's really hard to talk about.
That part of it I don't typically share. I think I shared it once in one of my meetings with my parents, just because I felt the energy in the room, like one of the parents really needed to hear that I actually went down that dark path because I think that's where she was heading. And I was really prompted by God to share that with them on that day. And that was actually the first time I ever spoke about it publicly. Nobody knew. Nobody knew. They all thought it was a accident that happened, but it was actually me running into a what are those little partitions when you come off of the freeway?
Oh, yeah, like those little. Wow, so that's how you were gonna do it. You were just drive as fast as you could in one of those?
Yep, I did.
And then you survived that car crash?
And it was the impact was low. Like I was all like, I really felt like God protected me in that moment. Like, no, I have a purpose for you, and this is not it. And the car was totaled on one side, and the driver's side it didn't hit. So the car span it when it spun, it hit the wall, but it hit on the passenger side, and it like impacted the passenger side all the way up. So the car was totaled, but I just had a banged up knee. That was it. That's all.
Did you like grab your car keys like I'm gonna go do this, or were you driving and then you just started a spiral and then before you knew it you were making this decision type of thing?
Yep. I was just driving and I was just in my feelings and I didn't understand. I was a godly woman, going to church, doing everything I was supposed to do, and my son was no longer here. I just didn't understand. He was, like I said, the reason I changed everything in my life, shifted from bad to good, and now it's back bad again after all the good that has happened between that time. Um, yeah. So I was just in my car in that moment.
I have those same questions too. Like, my wife Courtney was such a good person. Like, make it make sense. How do you handle those thoughts? Because for me, it's still like I still struggle like with that. Like, what's the point of being a good person and going on and living this life if they can just be taken like that for no reason and other people get to survive thing? Like, make it make sense. And so I could literally just spend all day torturing myself with those questions. But what advice do you have for someone? Like, what do you do?
Well, in the beginning, it did not make sense, like I said. But through my pastor and his wife and my church members, like they prayed a lot for me. I felt like that is a lot of what got me through, like the actual strength that comes from the power of prayer. Because I still don't understand how I ended up coming out of it. Like I would pray and I would pray, but I couldn't praise. I don't know if you like I couldn't really get into it because I was still like at odds with God, why me? My sister actually lost my niece 2 years before my son passed away. And I think watching
Mm.
her go through it helped me just a little bit. And what I mean by that is my sister at the time, she wasn't very godly. She didn't go to church. I wouldn't say she didn't love God or know God, but you know how some people can know him but not actually walk the walk. And I think she wasn't walking the walk. But when her daughter, my niece, passed away, I heard her say, this isn't fair. That was something she said to me that it wasn't fair, but I didn't understand what she meant by that. And then as I lost my son, I understood like it's not fair, but it's also a part of life. So I think I just had to come to a resolution that we all have, we are all going to die one day. And it's very unfortunate that my son's time was up sooner than later because it's unnatural for a mother or a father or parents to bury their kids. Um, and it's a part of life, unfortunately. And I think, I don't know if I distracted myself the whole entire time because here we are, because the HP Foundation started, I would say maybe about 5 years after he passed away, 4 years, but it was always a concept that was given to me about a year and a half after he passed away. It just took some time to actually get it up and get it going because I was going through my grief journey. But I would say the only way I got through it was just by having people around me who actually cared. Because after the service is over, when we bury our loved ones, everybody goes back to their corners, and then they get back to their normal lives. But we are forever changed. I could not get back to that normalcy. I went to work, and people are talking to me at work. I want to say, how long did I take off for bereavement? Maybe about 30 days. And when I went back, people were talking, and do you guys remember the Snoopy things? And they wah, wah, wah. That's
Yeah.
how people sounded to me. And I'm all like, where do you, you're talking and my son's no longer here. Like nothing matters. Like
Yeah.
all of this doesn't matter. So I don't know. I had to just come to terms with it. I think over time is how it I adjusted to it because I don't think I'm not okay with it still. It's 12 years in June of this year, and I still don't know how I get through because I have my waves, I have moments, and they're like tsunamis sometimes, but I definitely have my moments.
Why is this? This is kind of a rhetorical question, but why is it so hard to express or talk about your dark moment and thoughts of taking your own life? Why is that so hard to talk about, you think?
Um, for me, I think it's because of what people will think. And does that really matter, though, in the grand scheme of things? But I think that's what it was for me. And now I'm at a point in my life where we're 5 years or 5 or 6 years into the HP Foundation. And I know that me sharing my total grief journey with my parents is what's going to help them. So It was difficult before because I thought people would judge me for that. But now I know that whether they judge me or not, it doesn't matter, because if I'm going to seriously be about my business with the HP Foundation and help other parents, I have to be open to sharing that. And that's where I am.
I love the answer. And this story of when you first opened up and expressed it, you knew it would help someone. I love that so much. I think that's part of what gets you through the judgment, because the judgment keeps so many people from talking. Like it, we're so scared of the judgment that we just won't go there. But I think the knowledge of I'm going to help someone and I can connect with them, I think that's part of the motivation for me anyway, is to speak up even with the judgment. Is you're going to get the connection, you're going to get the good parts if you are honest with what you're facing. So yeah, I just love that so much, that you finally were able to open up and be honest and talk about that.
Yeah. And it's a thing where I felt like it was necessary now. Like now is the time. I watch so much TV with kids still passing away, and that's our like niche. The HP Foundation, by the way, I don't know if I told you everything that we do, but we help bereaved parents if they did not have life insurance for their children between the ages of 1 and 21. We help them cover some of the burial expenses, whether it's cremation or if they're having a service, a regular service, or anything like that. And then we go out in the community and educate on how important it is to have life insurance. So we do free workshops for families. And on the back end, we do like group peer meetings. Like we don't have like a licensed counselor sitting around us doing anything like that. We just get together as parents who have lost children, and we just sit with one another and talk like how you and I are doing right now. And we just sort of kind of help each other see the light at the end of the tunnel, because that's a dark tunnel to be in.
It's so cool. It's so cool that you're taking something so awful and doing something so cool with it. The HP Foundation. So what's your favorite part? Is it raising the money and giving it to families that need it? Because burying people is expensive. It is. Or is it the relationships and the conversations? Like, what is it about the HP Foundation that you love the most, do you think?
The most is the fact that we can be that beacon of light, that little speck of light in that dark tunnel when the parent initially has that grief, that bereavement, when they lose their child. That one moment, and I had a parent tell me that. She was all like, just seeing you guys there, knowing that you guys have gone through this. She said it did something for me, just knowing that I had a support system there that understood what I'm going through mentally right now. Because it's mental, right? You lose a child, you lose family members, but a child, that hits a little different. I tell people all the time, like, I take away nothing from people who grieve behind people they love. Parents who pass away, spouses who pass away, but nieces and nephews, but that child, I don't know why, it just feels a little different. And every parent I talk to, they feel the exact same way. Like, yes, I've lost this, I've lost that, but my kid, for some reason, it tore a piece of me. It like took a piece of me, because they're like a piece of us, right? So it's almost like it took a piece of us as well. But just that little light at the end of the tunnel, or in that very dark tunnel, is what I love the most.
Man, you need to start a podcast. I think you're just spouting off all sorts of knowledge here. It's great.
I hope so. I was a little nervous. So.
The prayer thing, I want to get back to that. The power of prayer. Like, I think it's just the community of it. I think it's the same idea of why I like this podcast, like with people coming together to hear this, what we're saying right now. And just that comfort of you're not alone. And prayer gets like a funny thing right now, because like the thoughts and prayers thing, like I'll pray for you. And then people are like, well, prayers don't really count. Like you have to do something. And so I don't know. I think I want to push back on that a little bit because I think one of the best things about religion is the prayer. Like when a community gets together to pray, that's a powerful thing that I've appreciated in my own life when the community came together for me and so many prayers were said. So I just wanted to ask you, like, because you mentioned the power of prayer earlier. I just want to get back to that. What is it with the power of prayer that's really helped you with Jawan and his passing?
I would say the fact that when I initially lost him, I didn't know how I was getting through. Like every day I would wake up and I would be like, okay, I'm not okay, but I'm okay. And why is that? And then I would ask my pastor, I would be like, Pastor, I'm praying and I don't want to praise, but I'm praying. He's like, well, we're praying for you. We actually got together and we prayed for you. And I'm all like, when was this? Because I was just going through some dark stuff. And he says, whenever I'm prompted to, he says, we pray for you all the time. He says, but we prayed for you. And this was him and his wife. And they went into their prayer closet. And I was going through some dark stuff. And I was all like, wow, this is crazy that I felt that energy, that it was actually lifting me. So I don't know if I won't say it's a fluke. Some people will say it's a fluke, but I tell you, the power of prayer really works because it was my prayers combined with theirs and whatever they were doing when I didn't even know it is what got me through. And the reason I was able to believe and trust in that is how I became a member of my pastor's church to begin with. And that was through prayer. Me and my kids had relocated from one side of the valley to the other. And I don't like driving far. I don't like commuting. And it would have been about an hour and 15 minutes for us to get to church every Sunday or whenever they did anything, because that's how far we moved. And so we were looking for a church that was close. And when I prayed, I'm like, okay, I need a church for me and my kids. And we would go visit these churches and I would tell God, let me know if this is the church, blah, blah, blah. And we go to church and it wasn't the church. And then I went to this church with my pastor, the one I'm under now and been under for years. And I pray and I go to church. Everything I prayed about, he spoke about almost verbatim. And I'm like, okay, this is crazy. So let's try it. I go home. I pray again. I'm gonna go back to the church, Father. If this is the church for me, please let me know. Whatever I prayed about that day, go to church that Sunday. He did it again. So I'm like, okay, this must be our church. So I prayed again, went back to the church. Third time, boom, he prayed. He was speaking on everything that I prayed about. I'm like, this is our church. And we've been there since my youngest was 5. She's 26 now. So yeah,
Oh,
I've been under the
wow.
same pastor. So that power of prayer is why I totally, that just knowing that I went to that church is what I'm trying to say behind praying about it. And then when my son passed away, for my pastor to say, oh, we were just praying for you. And I'm all like, wow, is that what got me up? Because I felt that strength because I didn't have it, but I didn't feel okay, but I was okay. Mentally, I was not okay, but I got up and I was okay. It sounds like oxymoron, what's that?
Oxymoron.
Is that what it is? Yes, but it sounds like that. However, but it really was. It doesn't make any sense. It's almost like that's how you know it's God because it doesn't make any sense. Like, really, I didn't feel okay, but I was okay. And I can't explain it. It's just a thing. It was just a thing in the moment.
I grew up religious and would pray. And then when my family died, my prayers I just started talking to them. Like I just pray to them. Is that something you experience with Juwan? Like when you pray, like obviously you're still praying to God, but you having those conversations or?
I do.
Yeah.
I talk to him. I say, hey, babe, because that's what I used to call him. And I do. I have my moments where I talk to him. Believe it or not, I feel like he showed up for me a few times when it was really hard for me in the beginning. I'm just remembering a moment. I'm sorry. After he passed away, my daughters, they sort of kind of got sadder because I was so sad all the time. And they were like, Mom, we don't like seeing you like this. So I went and dropped them off to my mom's house, their grandmother. And I just wanted to go home and sort of kind of have a moment to myself where I could just cry because I wasn't doing good this day. And I mean, this was like days after he passed away. And I remember I went into like a Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, and I was going to go get a journal because I was going to start, of course, writing my feelings down because I just lost my son. And I remember standing in the aisle with the journals, and I'm looking at two in my hand, and one was leopard, and it had like sparklies on it, and the other one was green. And I have these two books in my hand, and the reason I'm making reference to the sparkly one and the green one is sparkly is that's what I like. I like sparkles, all that kind of stuff. And my son's favorite color is green. And I'm standing there, I'm like, well, I'm going to journal about him. So maybe I should get the green one, but this one's cute. And this is the internal thing that I'm having in my mind. And so I see this little girl, and she was standing on the same aisle, but she was looking at coloring books and whatever else was over there, like some little kid stuff. And then she just walks over to me as I'm standing there with these two books in my hand. And she goes, hi. And I go, hi. She goes, do you have kids? And I go, yes. Do you have a son? And I said, yes. I said, but he's not here no more. And she goes, I know. She goes, but everything's going to be okay. This is what this little girl out of nowhere walked up and said to me. And I looked down at her and I said, where's your parents? Because she had to be like, I don't know, 7, 8 years old. I'm like, where's your mom and dad? She was like, over there. And I said, okay, well, don't you think you should be with them? And she goes, okay. And she walks off. And then something said, go find this little girl and her parents. And I'm walking through the store. There's nobody else in this store, you guys. Nobody. And I'm just looking like, where's this little girl? So I asked the cashier and I said, hey, what happened to that little girl? He's like, what are you talking about?
No.
Mason. My son sent an angel because he knew I was not doing well. I don't know if it was God, him, who, but I felt like that little girl was an angel. I literally looked for this person in the store. She was not there. There was no one there. But she said, it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay.
Wow.
So when I say I believe in the power of prayer, I believe in God, I believe in faith, and I know that's what got me through. That's what I actually tell my parents as well. When we have our gatherings or when we have our meetings, and I tell them, if I was not standing on that foundation, if I didn't have that foundation of God, I promise you guys, I would not be sitting here today.
So did you end up taking the green one or the sparkly one?
The green one.
Oh.
Once she said that, I took the green one. I'm like, this has to be it.
Wow,
And I
that
still have
is
it today. Yes.
wow.
So,
So, and I know, I'm sorry, so when Jawan, did he get hurt when he jumped into the water and then, or do you know what he died from exactly?
nope. And there was no water in his lungs. My son used to have what they call non-epileptic seizures. And every once in a while, he would just fall out. And he would become very, very heavy. And when he dived into the water, him and his friend did it together. His friend said he noticed Jawan did not surface. And so he swam over to try to help him, he said. And so he went down and he tried to, help him up. He said, but he was so heavy that he was pulling him down with him. He said, so he thrust him up and then he swam up. He said, but Jawan still never surfaced. When he said that, I felt like in that moment when my son dove over that he had one of those seizures, and that was that.
Do you know how his friend's doing?
I'm still in touch with his friend.
Because that, I would imagine that kid might have put some blame on himself, which is totally unfair. But
he absolutely did, and I told him not to.
Yeah.
They were all part of my son's service. They were a tight-knit football group of young men who went to school together from junior high. So they ran track together, they played football together, and when they came over, we were gathering just before his service at my house, and he kept crying. He said, "Mama, Mama, Mama Misha," that's what they call me. I tried. I'm sorry, I tried. And I said, you know what? Everyone has a time stamp, unfortunately, and it was my son's. I don't want you to carry this around with you. Trust me, I know you did all you could do, but do not let this break you. Do not let this stop you from excelling in life. Like, because I know, like, that can hurt people. That kind of trauma where you actually tried to save one of your best friends and it didn't, you couldn't.
I mean, some kids might not ever come back from that. They just go into addiction or yeah.
But he actually is a catalyst for his other friends, which is awesome. And very unfortunate. One of my son's friends passed away in a similar mannerism. My son's roommate, actually, they were roommates together just before starting college. Because there's a lot of this. I don't want to get ahead of myself. My son, his life insurance didn't pay out. And so, long story short, where do I want to go with this? I'm sorry.
No, yeah, but that's part of what the HP Foundation does, right? Like you help.
I'm sorry, I'm just getting a little scatterbrained.
No, you're good.
Thinking of all these moments, it's almost like they're coming back in the moment. So I'm getting a little like download on all of this. But his roommate actually passed away about 2 years ago. And I flew out to help his mom with that. Just to know, just once again, to be that little light in a very dark tunnel when a parent loses a child. And anyways, the life insurance didn't pay out. I don't even know where I was going with this, you guys. I'm so sorry. So please definitely edit that part out.
No, you're doing great. I'm with you.
Where was I at? I got totally lost in the moment.
I asked you about your son's friend, and now he's helping other.
Yes, that's exactly where it was at. So, but he's helping others, and what I mean by that is because when they lost their other friend 2 years ago, he's actually the one that will call them all and sort of he's almost like their, I don't want to say like their dad or anything, but like the big brother, to them all, and letting them know, and he's thriving and he's growing, and I love to see that. Sometimes it's bittersweet, but I love to see it still.
So, such grace and understanding and love that you show to him, are you able to give yourself as a mother the same grace, or do you kind of beat yourself up with guilt?
In the beginning, I did. And only because my son moved out just before he was 18. He moved in with his father. And so I didn't get to see him a lot. So my guilt was there. Like, I should have been there. Maybe if I was there, he wouldn't have gone out there that day, or I would have told him no. And he was 21. So, but this was long, before. But I just feel like if I had not let him go stay with his father. So it was that kind of guilt. And it just ate me up for a very long time. And then I don't know when I got over it, but I know eventually I did. And I would like to say it's with the HP Foundation and just hearing all the other parents' stories and how some of them didn't have good relationships with their kids and these kind of things and the guilt that they carry from that. And I'm like, and this is why I'm carrying mine. Like, okay, no, I guess I'm going to be okay with that. But it was almost 9 years in at that point when that happened. So, but I felt guilt in the beginning.
I think it's just a natural. I think every parent feels that, right? Even though it doesn't even make sense, like it's not even fair. And the other thing I noticed with the guilt that I mention a lot is we just have so much understanding and grace for other people. But then, like, when it comes to us to forgive ourselves, like, it's just really hard. We're just really hard on ourselves for whatever reason.
Absolutely.
I think that's part of my grief journey that I've had to figure out is just, you know, I don't know if you call it forgiving myself or just not being so hard on myself and like trying to let that go. It's been hard. The tattoo on your neck, that's a scripture?
Yes, it is.
What does that one talk about?
It says, resist the devil, give yourself to God, or give yourself to God, resist the devil, and he shall flee. And that is the Bible verse. Of course, it didn't start off as a Bible verse. Started off as a very bad decision, but but that's how it ended up.
That's freaking hilarious.
It's the truth.
So, because what's the scripture? It's James.
Yeah, James 4:7.
So we can edit this out if you don't want to talk about it. But like there was a James in your life at one point.
Absolutely.
This is all-time tattoo cover-up. No one has any idea. Just make it a scripture.
Exactly what I did.
What if his name was like Tony? Like, would you try to just pull it off like Tony 47?
Maybe I would have covered it up and it would have just been something else. But yeah.
Kamisha, that is genius. That is wow.
You got to use it, right? You got to use what you have.
So smart. Wow, way to think that one through.
Have to do
How do you feel about a tattoo on the neck? I love them. I just haven't dared to get one yet.
You see, it's the only tattoo, right? Well, I'm covered up anyways, but it is my only tattoo. And yeah, I don't do pain very well. And once that hit, I was done. I couldn't even believe I was bold enough to go back and get the 4-7, to be honest. But I did because I didn't want the James there anymore. So it had to make some kind of other logical sense.
Man, that is so... Luckily, that's a good scripture, too. Like,
it is.
That's a really good scripture.
I actually went through the Bible and looked for it. I'm like, what would fit with this?
There's got to be something in James that's good.
Resist James and he will flee. Just being honest.
I love that. That's so good. And then green bracelet for Juwan.
Yep, this actually has his name in it, on it, and the day he passed away, and it just says, rest in peace. And this is actually something all of his friends received, all of the family members at his service, and a lot of people still have them. And sometimes on his birthday or on 6/7, whatever day it was. Sometimes I hate thinking about that day, but we'll post our little bands. It's a little camaraderie, a little memory thing for us.
How are your daughters and Juwan's dad? Like, how are they doing with the grief and their journey?
Crazy part is Juwan's dad was in jail.
Oh man.
And just before Juwan passed away, as a matter of fact, about a month before he passed away, he got out of jail. And the day before my son passed away, they went and had brunch together and had this patch-up conversation, I guess. Maybe when his dad went to jail, they might have fallen out. I really don't know what the significance or what happened between them. But for whatever reason, they were a little disconnected. And they patched it up the day before my son passed away. His dad did not do good with the passing. But then shortly after we buried my son, his dad went back to jail. The reason I bring these things up is because I am such a faith believer that I believe everything happens for a reason. I believe he needed that moment with my son so he wouldn't go down the same path that I went down and maybe be successful at it, because you're already incarcerated, your son passes away, you're not on good terms with him, whatever the case may be. And I just feel like he needed that moment. And he had it, and my son gave it to him.
Yeah, I think that is an incredible...
I'm sorry.
That's incredible story.
And yeah, and my daughters, after my son passed away, my youngest, I don't think she wanted to feel anything. She was very numb. She was 14 at the time. And I never seen her cry until one time, and she just totally broke down, and then I never seen it again. So I don't know if she's one of, how some people just don't like tapping into their emotions like that.
Yeah.
My other daughter, she wasn't okay with it because the car accident that took my niece's life, she was actually in as well, and she survived. She had to learn to walk again. Yeah, she had to learn to do a lot of things all over again from that accident. And so she was left trying to understand why she was still here after her cousin, which was like her sister. They grew up together. It's my niece. So they would go to high school together. So she lost her life and she didn't. And then 2 years later, my son passes away. And so she's like, Mom, why am I still here? I'm like, you have a purpose and you're going to find it. And that's where she's at with that. But now she has 3 beautiful kids.
You're a grandma?
I am a grandma.
What?
Yes. And so she has the opposite of what I had. She has 2 sons and 1 daughter. And of course, my little angel, she's just the best. But all my grandkids are the best. But that little girl, don't tell them that. They better not
Kamisha,
watch
I
this.
can't believe you're.
They better not watch this.
I can't believe you're a grandma. You're the youngest looking grandma ever in the history of the world.
Yep, I have 3. The oldest is 10. Yeah, he's a 10-year-old. And he looks just like my son. How crazy.
Just like Joanne?
He came out looking like him and everything. I'm like, what kind of crazy universe is this? What are we doing?
You have so much trauma, like your family. Like, what's it like being a mom of a family that's just dealt with so much trauma? Like, how do you think your perspective on life might be different from a regular household? Maybe like just the things you've endured. Like, it's crazy to me.
Well, I don't know. I just know life is precious. We must really live in every moment. But I look back and I feel like if I had not gone through all of that, it would not have made me the person I am today. I have a lot of resilience, a lot of strength.
Yeah.
And I remember when I received the idea from God for starting the HP Foundation, I kept saying, I can't do this. I'm not doing good with grief. I cannot help someone else get through this. I'm not doing good with this. I'm suicidal. I'm this, I'm that. Like, I can't do this. And then as the months went by and he kept placing it on my heart and placing it, just everything about it was like, do it, do it. And then one morning I sat on the end of my bed and I thought about everything that I've been through. And then I said to myself, why not me? Why not? Why can't I tell my story to someone else to empower them to be able to stand back up when they fall down? Why not me? And had I not gone through everything that I've gone through, I would not be able to show someone that it's capable of walking that out, like going through it, like getting through whatever it is, even if it's 1 second, 1 moment at a time, you can walk it out. You can get through it.
You're inspiring. What do you say when you get those comments?
I don't know what to say.
I don't either. They're the worst.
I just look and go, ooh, thank you.
They're the
I'm
worst.
just here to do what I feel like I'm supposed to do. That's it. And if I'm inspiring, then that's what I'm supposed to do then, right? I'm supposed to inspire others to be able to be their better self, to better themselves in any way, shape, or form. And if it's me telling my story and telling my ugly, dark truth, then I will do that.
Yeah, you do have a story, but it's just, I think, just your ability to just radiate this joy and love is amazing. It's just a gift you have. Some people, I like to think my wife Courtney had it. Like you just, some people people enjoy being around you, and people like my wife Courtney, like it's just easy, natural, just a good person. Any other nuggets of wisdom about grief or advice to a parent who just has lost a kid that you want to say, or anything else you want to say before we get to your favorite movies of all time?
Oh, that's right, huh? Well, here's what I tell most of my parents who come to any of the HP Foundation events. I tell them, be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself space to grieve one second at a time, one moment at a time. It's not going to be an easy path. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, but it's definitely something you can get through if you allow yourself to be able to get through it, meaning allow others to show up for you, allow others to help you through it, and allow yourself to be open to the help. One moment, one second at a time.
That's a hard one for guys too. Like asking for help is so hard sometimes.
Yes.
I'm so glad you said that, because it goes back to the prayer thing. Like there's no way you can do it alone.
No.
Like grief's a normal thing for a human. Like everyone we love will die, but I don't think it's normal to do it alone for humans. Like I don't even know if we're capable of it. Like we're not even programmed to function that way.
I don't think so either.
So yeah, I love that answer. And that's the other thing I've learned is how there's so many lonely people. Like there's a lot of lonely people out there, and so ask for help. Gotta ask for help.
Yeah. Believe it or not, I even advise getting counseling if they feel like they need it. Like we get together and we talk to one another, but I actually had to seek counseling, like, because that dark moment, like I really needed it bad. So I did do that. I did. I had to go get help.
Yeah, part of the grief is like, because it's just so bad in those first weeks, months, year, and it's so new. Like, and you're a baby, you're a rookie. You don't even know how to do it. Like, no one like no, you don't even know. So it's just trial and error the first year, and then like it sets in. Like this is actually the rest of your life. And then I think what really shifted for me to get me out of my dark place was like finding gratitude again. Like I could actually talk about Riggins with a smile and this appreciation that Courtney and I had Riggins, and Riggins got to be 5 years old, and he got to go to the zoo, and he got to play basketball, and he learned to skateboard. Like, and you start to get this appreciation along with the sadness. Like the sadness is still there too, but anyway, that's kind of been my experience, and asking for help really has led me into conversations like this with you, with other people who are hurting, which has led me to feeling not alone. And I think that's helped me create space for those good feelings again. Anyway, now who's rambling? Kamisha,
No, you're absolutely right. No, that made all the sense to me because that is what the HP Foundation, that's why it exists. It actually is there's a selfish silver lining in this in the HP Foundation. And what I mean by that is, even though I know it's helping other parents, it actually helps me. It helps me first. Me being able to be there for someone, to know that they're going through what I went through and the crazy that I went through. And just to imagine that another individual is going through that, I want to help. I don't want someone to suffer, not like that if they don't have to. I know they're going to go through the grief. We can't stop that. But can we make it a little easier, a little lighter for them to carry in the beginning? Can we? And if we can, why won't we?
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to have you on again, though, with Bree in a little bit. So we're not done with you. Anything else you want to say before we get to movies? You good?
I want to say, I think so.
Okay, you're a movie girl.
Yes, I am.
Top 3 favorite movies. And then if you don't mind, we like to start with 3, 2, 1. So you actually end with your favorite.
Okay. I'm going to throw a little bit of my favorite and our family favorite.
Love it. Okay.
Let's see. Number 3 would be Kiss the Girls with Morgan Freeman.
With Morgan Freeman.
I don't know why I like that movie. My daughters hate that I love this movie. I used to watch it over and over and over. My kids will they took the video because we not the VHS. Was it a disc? Which one do we have? Anyways, whatever it was that I used to watch it on, they took it and they hid it from me. They're like, "You're not watching this movie one more time.
We're done with Morgan Freeman." Done. Like, no.
And then, believe it or not, number 2 would be Gone with the Wind.
Okay.
And number 1 is our family favorite, and that is Harry Potter.
Oh, Harry Potter. Ryan, he's a big Harry Potter guy.
So is Jawan, and that is one of the reasons it's one of our favorites. Jawan used to read the Harry Potter books when he was very young, and I was impressed with this young man. Like, really? But he was a scholar, by the way. He was very, very bright. And he would read this book and he was like, "Mom, this book is good." And when they made the movie, he was like, "Mom, you got to take me to see the movie." So we went as a family and we all fell in love with it. And we went to see every single one after that. We never missed one. We would go as a family to go see the Harry Potters when they released.
Oh, man.
So that is our number 1.
I love that so much. Do you, so what's it like now when you watch a Harry Potter movie? Or do you remember like the first time you tried watching a Harry Potter movie?
Ooh. We all cried. Even my daughter, we did. We cried. Now it's one of those things like, and this was Juwan's favorite part, remember? Or he said this or he said that. So now it's different because I guess we're so far in to our, the loss, the 12 years in. But it's a little easier to definitely watch now as the family and then have those special memories that we used to share when we did watch together.
Yeah, sorry. Can I ask you one more quick question before we're done?
But aren't you going to share your movies with me?
Oh, okay. I can do that.
Really?
No one's really asked me.
Oh, yeah. She gets it.
Well, let me ask you my question before I forget, because we know how that is. Like, by the way, I love how many times you're like, "Wait, what am I saying?" Because that's literally half the show. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I better ask. I'm gonna forget. Okay, that was it. So 12 years. So I'm coming up on the 5-year mark this summer. So 12 years is just, what is that like from 1 year? I'm just curious if you have anything to say about it. Because the time is just interesting to me.
I would say it gets easier to carry because it's never going to go anywhere. I can guarantee you that, or at least for 12 years, it's not. That's how far in I am. So it gets easier to carry with you on a daily basis. So you go from having day 1 where you're just breaking down all the time, every second. Let's say a year in, you might be every week. 2 years in, maybe once every 2 weeks or something. I'm not putting like a real tag on it.
Right.
But definitely as the time goes, it gets easier to carry. But once again, that's if you allow yourself in the beginning to get that help or be open to receiving the fact that you can get through this. Because some parents will say, "I can't get through it. I can't get through it. I can't get through it." And I hear it all the time. "I can't get through it." And I'm telling them, you can get through it. Look at me. And if you say, "I can get through it, and right now I'm just struggling with it," that's a different mindset. And it's a manifestation that starts to take place, I believe, that if you start to tell yourself you can get through it. But in the beginning, it's hard. It gets just a little bit easier to carry as you go along.
Yeah, in the beginning, you're not even sure if you want to get through it. Like, is that even the honorable, correct thing to do? Like, I don't even know if we should.
Exactly.
Yeah. I still wonder that sometimes. Like, is this okay to be at? Yeah.
I tell my parents sometimes, how would your kid want to see you right now in this moment?
Oh, I love that.
And then I just leave it right there because we all know that our kids will want to see us thriving,
right,
moving, still growing and loving and caring. So,
do you think if I didn't start a podcast and talk about it, my journey would, how do I even phrase this? Like, I wouldn't be where I am today? If that makes sense. What I'm trying to ask is, like, how much do you think me talking about it has helped me?
A lot.
Right?
Yes. And let me tell you why I feel that way. Remember, I told you my sister lost her daughter 2 years before I lost my son. My sister handled her grief totally different. She does not talk about it. She does not. You can come in her house, you may see a small picture. Like me, I have my son on blast, like everywhere. I do. And people even ask me, like, how can you walk in your house every day and see that? I'm like, that's my reminder of my why, like why I'm still here, don't forget, I went to a dark place. So that's my why. I have a different reason why I do things the way I do because of where I went. But my sister, she never talks about it. She hardly, well, I won't say never. She hardly ever talked about it. So if I'm 12 years in, she's 14. And last year at our annual event, my sister actually sat on the panel for the first time in 12 years and talked about losing her child. But this was 12 years. She never talked about it. And anytime I would bring it up, she'd be like, that's for you, not for me. Like one of those kind of situations, because everybody grieves differently. And I don't pressure anyone. I allow them to do what they do. But yes, in a nutshell, it's okay. Everybody handles everything differently. And this is how we handle it. And this is what gets us through.
Right.
You doing this, me doing the HP Foundation, her just not speaking about it for 12 years and then being able to talk about it. And she was stellar when she sat on the panel. I was like, wow, I would have still broke down and cried because but I'm a baby like that. Like I'm really
Me
emotional.
too.
And I think she wasn't ready until she was, and then she did.
Okay, my top 3 favorite movies.
There you go.
I'm going to go, these aren't my top 3, but these are 3 that I like right now. I like Heat. It's a bank robbing movie with Al Pacino.
Who's in it? Wait.
Al Pacino and
yeah, that's what I was doing.
Val Kilmer is in it.
That's what I thought.
But who's the big De Niro? That's who we're forgetting.
The 3 of them. That's right. Heat.
I'll take give me Wedding Singer, Adam Sandler.
Okay, that's comedy. One of ours.
Yeah.
Get it? I love it.
I'm on my knees, pretty please, kill me. I want to die. Okay. Put a bullet in my head.
Yes.
All right, and then let's go a war movie. Give me Apocalypto.
Is that a war movie? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. So there you go.
Don't you have to read all the subtitles on that one? Or there's nothing, right? There's no. Mel Gibson did that one?
Yeah, you know your movies, girl.
Movie buff.
Wow.
I like movies.
Yeah, he did make that movie.
Yeah.
Freaking love that movie. Like, yeah, Kamisha would kill it on Family Feud.
Catchphrase? I want Kamisha on my
Yeah, like, anyway, this has been fun. I mean, it's been awful, but it's been fun. And we'll have you on again with Bree. That'll be good. Thank you so much. And life's 10% what happens to you and 90% how you respond to it.